What's going on YouTube world? Austin Zaback here with another YouTube video, and in this video I'm going to talk to you guys about something that is probably the most important thing that you can do / learn as an entrepreneur or anybody that ever wants to make more of their life, make more money, and have abundance and prosperity. And it's the #1 trick, the #1 tip. It is the #1 thing overall that you must know. Otherwise, you can make literally an unlimited amount of money, and I'm telling you, if you don't know this one simple thing, you will end up losing it all every single time. Without a shadow of a doubt, that is guaranteed. That's not my theory, that's the proven theory, and I'm going to show you guys exactly what I'm talking about. So, first of all, thanks for joining me here. My name is Austin Zaback. And I'm a normal 22-year-old kid with above average goals and dreams. And I'm here to teach you, to show you, and to help you get better as a person, get better as a millennial, and just learn what it's like to be a businessman, to be an entrepreneur, to be a serial entrepreneur, to sell real estate at the highest level possible, to be a real estate entrepreneur, to be a transactional engineer, whatever that looks like in your life, just to go out and live in abundance and prosperity. So that's exactly what we're going to do. You're not going to want to click away from this video because, like I said, this is extremely important. And as a matter of fact, I believe this will be my 65th or 66th YouTube video, and this will probably be the most important video that I've done so far when it comes to success, entrepreneurship, and overall just living an amazing life. So you are not going to want to jump off this. You're going to want to stay tuned, and I'm going to show you guys. It's going to be a whiteboard training. It's going to be a little different than how I normally do this. It's going to be a ton of fun. It's going to be interactive, and really I just think you're going to enjoy this a lot. So make sure you just kind of sit back, you grab yourself a drink and just enjoy this, and if you got a lot of stuff going on, there's a lot of commotion going on right now, you don't have 15 or 20 minutes to sit back and pay attention, then go ahead and come back and join me later on this video, because I'm telling you, you're not going to want to miss this. So really quick, first of all, this is my new office, okay? So I'll show you guys in one of my other videos what this kind of looks like, but I kind of set up a new cool little office area here, and I'm recording and I'm going to do a little whiteboard training. It's going to be a ton of fun, so I'm super excited. I got triple monitors, and I'm freaking fired up because I went from single monitor to working on dual monitors, and now to triple monitors, and that's a ton of fun. So alright guys, now what we're going to talk about here is your relationship with money, okay? So your relationship with money right here is what we're going to talk about here. Everybody has a different, way that they look at this, right? I call it your relationship with money. Okay, somebody else might call it, I know Bob Proctor calls it your personal development set point, okay? But let's call it your relationship with money, because I want you guys to understand what I mean here, okay? This is big, this is really big. And then I want to get you to a point where you're achieving asymmetric returns, okay? And I'll explain to you guys what that means here in just a moment. So first of all, let's talk about your relationship with money and what that looks like, okay? And I'm gonna draw a graph here, so bear with me. And on this graph, we're going to talk about the negative and the positive. Okay? We're going to talk about the negative and the positive. Okay, so right here, if you can see this graph, hopefully you can see this graph really good. Negative and positive, okay? Negative, let's just take some, right? Now think through this. As you're watching this, kind of think through some different ones, because you're going to know probably a few that I don't even list, right? But let's just go ahead and write some of them down here. So one of them might be, it takes money to what? To make. It takes money to make money, right? You might have heard this growing up, okay? It takes money to make money. What's another one? Another one might be, wealthy people are greedy, okay? Wealthy people are what? Wealthy people are what? Wealthy people are greedy. Now what's another one? As you're sitting there thinking about this, I have another good one. Money doesn't grow on what? Trees. Money doesn't grow on trees, right? So that's another one. So we can think about a ton of these, right? It takes money to make money. Money doesn't grow on trees. Wealthy people are greedy. Do you think I'm made of money? What do you think I am? Made of money. There's just so many of these things that we're kind of taught as a little kid, right? Growing up, we're taught and we're conditioned to have these phrases in our head. A penny earned is a penny saved, I think is another one, right? So let's just evaluate this whole thing. So this right here is your relationship with money, okay? This is how you think about money, okay? Now let's look at the positives here though. It takes money to make money. Well, maybe it doesn't. Maybe it takes creativity to make money. Maybe, what if we transition, instead of saying it took money to make money, what if we said it took creativity to make money, okay? What if we said, instead of wealthy people are greedy, what if we said wealthy people are generous? What if we said wealthy people are generous instead of wealthy people are greedy, right? What if we look at this different? What if we said instead of money doesn't grow on trees, we said, okay, so for money doesn't grow on trees, there's probably one here that I could think of. For the purpose of this video, I actually probably shouldn't have wrote that one down because that one's kind of hard because money doesn't actually grow on trees. But let's do another one here, just for the purpose of this video, right? Money is the root of all what? Money is the root of all what? Evil. Money is the root of all evil. Okay, so I really want you to start grasping what I'm saying here. So money is the root of all evil. What if we said money is the root of all abundance? Okay, money is the root of all happiness. Money is the root of all choices. Money is the root of all what? Blank, fill in the blank. But let's start looking at it as a positive way, right? Money is the root of all, abundance, okay? Or however we want to look at this, okay? So, really the purpose of this here is, as a little kid, we're conditioned, right? We're conditioned as we grow up. We're conditioned, to have some sort of relationship with money, okay? We have a relationship with money, and a relationship with money might not be good, and we might not even know that it's bad, right? And if our relationship with money is negative, and we don't even realize it's negative, then we have a problem. And the problem here is this: if you have a bad relationship with money, and all of a sudden you go, because everybody wants to, right, they want to go out and they want to make a lot of money, and I get it, and you probably deserve that. You deserve to make a lot of money. You deserve to be wealthy. You deserve to have abundance. You deserve to have prosperity. You deserve all these things, and while, I may deserve it, and you may deserve it, and other people may deserve it, maybe your family members, your friends deserve it, whatever the case is, the problem is this. The problem is if you have a negative relationship with money, okay, if you and money are in a bad place, and you might not even know it, okay, on a conscious level, it might be a subconscious level. The problem is that if you acquire a lot of money, or you go make a lot of money, you inherit a lot of money, you win the lottery, you start a successful business, something happens, right, and all of a sudden you come into a lot of money, you're not going to end up keeping a lot of money, right? There's a reason why, I don't want to, now don't quote me on this because I don't know the exact statistic, but there's a reason why, a lot of professional athletes, a lot of people that win the lottery and stuff like that don't end up having that money for very long. And that is because the relationship with money, right? The relationship with money here was negative, okay? And they didn't even know. Maybe this is all a subconscious thing for them. They didn't even realize that their relationship with money wasn't there. Their personal development set point wasn't there. So all of a sudden they make a ton of money, and what ends up happening? They don't know what to do, right? And I know you think, if you're watching this, that's not me, Austin. If I just had $1 million, if I just had $2 million, if I could just, whatever. Look, I get it, I understand. I've been there, I've done it, and I thought I had a great relationship with money multiple times in my life, and the reality of it is I lost it all. I started making a ton of money, I spent a ton of money, don't get me wrong, I had a ton of fun, I traveled the world, but I ended up losing it all because my relationship with money was negative, and I didn't even realize it was negative because it was on a subconscious level from things that I had learned my whole life, things that, people had been telling me my whole life, right? So understand that as we kind of transition into the next part of this video. Okay, so think of this like a thermometer. I'm going to draw a thermometer here, and I want you to think about this. I want you to visualize this and think about this, okay? So we have a thermometer here, right? And here's our thermometer, okay? Right, here's our thermometer. And our thermometer, let's say here is at the let's just say this is 72 degrees, okay? So our thermometer is 72 degrees, right? Well, what happens? We leave the doors open, okay? We leave the doors open. It's a cold night, right? It's a windy and cold night. And all of a sudden, what happens, right? Right here, the temperature gets cooler, okay? Let's say the temperature drops down because we left all of the doors open, we left everything open, it drops down, it gets cooler, and let's say all of a sudden it drops down to, let's just say, 65 degrees, okay, for the purpose of this video. Let's say it drops down to 65 degrees. Well, what happens after that? Well, what happens after that is the heater turns on, right? So the heater turns on, okay? We got the heater, boom, heater turns on, and now all of a sudden the heater is going to raise this temperature back up, okay? It's gonna raise the temperature back up to where it's supposed to be. And, we can turn up the heat and we can raise the temperature back up. We can raise the temperature up even more if we wanted to, right? We get that temperature cranked way up there and leave the thermostat at that level. So if it drops down below, the thermostat is gonna bring it back up, the heater is gonna bring it back up, and it's gonna raise that temperature back up to where it's supposed to be. Does that make sense? So this is kind of like your relationship with money, right? If you have and this is going to go, I'm going to implement, so relationship with money, right? Let's call this for a second your personal development set point, aka your relationship with money. Let's say, right here is your personal development set point, okay, down here, right? That's your personal development set point, and all of a sudden you acquire this much money right here, right? Your personal development set point, you're used to making, $40,000 a year, okay? 40K a year, okay? You made 40K a year for the last 15 years of your life. You made 40K a year, 40K a year, 40K a year, 40K a year. You know exactly how to budget at 40K a year. You know what you can afford on 40,000 a year. You know what cars you can drive on 40,000 a year. You're used to living a life at $40,000 a year. You know everything about $40,000 a year. It might be subconscious, but you know everything about $40,000 a year, right? You know how to live this life. Now, let's say all of a sudden you go and you win the lottery. That's probably not really a common thing to happen. Let's say you start a successful business, okay, out of nowhere, and you kind of get lucky, right? You kind of get lucky, and and don't get me wrong, a lot of business is luck. I do believe in that. Being at the right place at the right time with the right people and taking action, okay, some people might call luck, and that's fine. But now the problem here lies in this. All of a sudden you get lucky, okay? You're used to making $40,000 a year. You start a business takes off, and all of a sudden, boom, you're making, let's say 500K a year, okay? All of a sudden, boom, you're making $500,000 a year like that, okay? And what ends up happening? Well, what ends up happening is this. Your personal development set point is still at $40,000 a year. Your personal development set point, your relationship with money, okay? Your relationship with money is $40,000 a year. That's your relationship with money, right? Your personal development set point. So all of a sudden you're making 500. It happened very quickly. You didn't raise this up here slowly, right? You didn't raise it up there slowly. It just went up here really fast, okay? What's gonna happen? This 99, probably 0.9% of the time, I don't know, don't quote me on that, but most of the time, when this happens too fast, and you're down here, your money is going to end up right back down here, because you're used to this. This is the life you're used to living. This is the life that makes sense. So your personal development set point is down here, and your money's up here. Your money's going to drop, right? So what do you need to do? You need to take your personal development set point, aka your relationship with money, and you need to get your relationship to money to match how much money you're making, right? That makes sense. So again, it comes back over here. It comes back over here looking at your relationship with money. What are the negative connotations that you have with money, and how can we turn them into positive connotations, right? And if you think about it, okay, one of the big things is this. One of the big things is the people you're surrounding yourself with, right? Over here, on negative people, you got your mom, maybe. Maybe you got your dad, maybe you have your teacher, maybe you have, somebody at church, maybe you have your boyfriend, your girlfriend, right? And you have all these people over here that none of them are really making a lot of money, right? Which is fine, that's not a bad thing. That's just their life, okay? And that's totally fine if that's the way that they want to live it. But that's their life. So, you're over here and you're hanging out with all these people. Well, no wonder your relationship with money is bad, right? This might not be something you think about every day, all these quote-unquote sayings. It doesn't mean that you have a negative that you don't have a negative relationship with money. You could still very easily have a negative relationship with money because you're hanging out with all these different people that have a negative relationship with money, and they've had that negative relationship with money their whole life. Does that make sense? So again, the same can happen over here with positive people, right? So I want you to ask yourself this. because you're hanging out with positive people now, okay? You have all these people. You know, you got your business partner, he's making $1 million a year. You got your buddy over here that's running a freaking real estate company. You got this guy over here that's, you know, wholesaling. You got this guy over here who's a real estate agent, freaking killing it. This guy's doing Amazon. Whatever the case is, right? They're all killing life. They're killing life. They're living in abundance. They're living in prosperity. You know, they're giving back. They got everything's paid for. You know, they can do what they want, with who they want, whenever they want, and they're just living the life that you obviously aspire to live. You know, what I really want to challenge you to do right now, right as you watch this video, write down on a piece of paper: are you hanging out with 5 of these people, or are you hanging out with 5 of these people? And really ask yourself that. Which 5 people are you actually hanging out with? I would be genuinely surprised if you were hanging out with 5 people that all were making 6 figures, or 7 figures, or 8 figures, and they had everything together. Their life was just going good. Everything was paid for. They could do whatever they want, whenever they wanted. Look, if you're hanging out with all these people, your relationship with money is going to end up being the same as the people you hang out with. So I would take a really good look at that, because this thermostat that we talked about over here, you know, these two go hand in hand, okay? So I want you to understand that. Now, I'm going to do one more kind of illustration here for you, and then I want to just talk to you for a quick more moment and lay some really good foundation for you on what to do next, right? To get your relationship with money positive, start hanging out with the right people, and change your life, so that way when you do go out and you make this big amount of money, you ultimately keep the money, you invest the money, you live in prosperity, abundance, and you just live a life where you can do whatever you want, whenever you want, with whoever you want, and you live in abundance and prosperity every single day of your life, and you give, and you help, and you take care of your family and your friends, and you're just able to just truly live for a living. And that's what I preach, that's what I talk about, that's what I do in real estate, is I live for a living, right? And real estate is hopefully something that you want to do, you know, or something that you're already involved in because you watch me, you follow me, and you see that I've been able to achieve behind me what we've been talking about, an amazing relationship with money, and achieve asymmetric returns. Okay, an asymmetric return is where all of a sudden you're making money more than you're working, right? So in the beginning it's work, get paid. And then it's work, get paid. And then it's work, get paid, right? And then it's work, get paid. And then it's work, get paid. And that is asymmetric returns. And that is what I want for every single one of you that are watching this video. I want all of you guys to achieve asymmetric returns, and the only way that you're going to do so is if your relationship with money is on point, okay? And the only way that you're going to do that is if you hear out the next part of what I'm about to show you. So let me draw this out for you. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and draw out for you one more illustration to show you exactly how to get your relationship with money on point, so you can live a life full of abundance and prosperity. Live for a frickin' living, right? So I'm going to draw out here for you a tree. Okay, now, I don't want any of you guys to hate on my tree, okay? This is my tree, I like my tree, and I'm not an artist, all right? So if you want to hate on my frickin' tree, drop in the comments below, but I like this tree, okay? So here's a tree, and everybody wants to bear good fruit, right? You've heard the saying, you want to bear good fruit, right? You want your tree to bear good fruit. That makes sense, okay? I would want my tree to bear good fruit. And now think of it like this, right? Everybody sees on Instagram this good fruit. Everybody sees it, right? You're on Instagram, you're on Facebook, you're on YouTube, you're watching this video right now, and you're like, Austin, dope shirt, bro. You're like, that's some freaking good fruit, man. Like, the fruit's freaking amazing, right? Like, the fruit looks so good, man. The Lamborghini, the R8, the freaking, the watch, the house, the whatever. The fruit looks so good, or maybe it's a six-pack abs, or whatever it is, right? The fruit looks good, and here's the fruit right here. This is the fruit that you always see, and what people don't understand is you want your tree to bear good fruit, but you're not willing to go ahead and realize that your tree actually has roots. Every big tree, okay, go look at any big tree in the world, literally a big tree, and understand that in order for the big tree, right, here's the ground, in order for the tree to be big and to bear good fruit and to be healthy and alive, it has to have roots that are strong, that are in the ground, that are frickin', you know, that are all the way down, and they've been there forever, and, you know, it's taken years and years and years to develop these roots that can support the amazing fruit that this tree bears, right? Does that make sense? And these roots, they can, right, I'm gonna name a couple, but I want you to sit there, as you're sitting there watching this video, I want you to think of some too, right? One might be health, right? You know, maybe you're out there and you're putting bad crap in your body all the time. You know, you're constantly just shoving junk in your freaking mouth, right? And you're putting bad crap in your body, and therefore you feel like crap. And when you feel like crap, you work like crap, you look like crap, you show up like crap, and ultimately everything looks like crap. Your entire life looks like crap because you were shoving bad crap into your mouth. Do you understand what I'm saying? It all starts with your actions, right? Your actions dictate everything, right? So, and health, right? So understand what I'm saying here. Maybe another one is, right, is self-education, right? Self-education, what are you listening to? Are you listening to rap music that talks about girls and cars and money and drugs and prostitutes and all this stuff? Or are you listening to podcasts? Are you listening to good people? Are you listening to people that are inspiring you to become better? What are you educating yourself on? Are you watching TV, right? Are you going home and Netflix and chilling every freaking night and you're watching shows that aren't adding anything to your life? They're not adding any value to your life. They're not adding anything whatsoever to your life. Or are you reading books, right? Are you reading books that are enhancing, right, your personal development set point, that are enhancing your relationship with money, that are enhancing, your positive relationship with money over your negative relationship with money? Are you educating yourself in the right way? Are you hanging out with negative people, or are you hanging out with positive people? Self-education. What kind of education are you putting into your head, right? What exactly are you putting into your head will determine what exactly your life looks like. Same with health. What are you putting in your mouth, and what are you feeding your mind? Does that make sense? If you go study college, it's no different, right? Take this example. Take this very literally. You go to college. You study to be a doctor, right? You're around doctors all the time. You're studying to be a doctor. You're taking tests on being a doctor. You're studying the body. You're studying the mind. You're studying, right, all this different stuff. In 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 years, however long it takes to become the doctor that you're trying to become, you're going to be a doctor. You're going to know everything about how to be a doctor, what that looks like, what that feels like, sounds like, everything like that, right? So the same thing applies if you're trying to become successful. If you're trying to become successful and you read enough books on success, you read enough books on entrepreneurship, you read enough books on business, you hang out with business people, you hang out with the right kind of people, it's only a matter of time before you're an entrepreneur, you're a businessman, and you're successful. Does that make sense? No different than if you go hang out with a bunch of negative people that smoke weed, play video games, and do dumb stuff all day long. It's only a matter of time before you smoke weed, play video games, and do dumb stuff all day long, right? Yes or yes. Okay? Yes or yes, right or right. I'm telling you right now that this is the key to success, and if you understand this, you'll become successful every single time, no matter what, without a shadow of a doubt. Let's talk about one more here. So, personal dialogue, maybe, right? Personal dialogue. I'm gonna write it this way here. Personal dialogue. I apologize, my writing's not that good on this screen, but that's why I'm talking to the camera as well, so you guys understand what I'm trying to say. Maybe your personal dialogue, okay, I'll go PD here, okay, personal dialogue. Maybe your personal dialogue, what's personal dialogue? Personal dialogue is, how do you talk to yourself? How do you talk to yourself? Do you talk to yourself like, man, I don't know if I can do this, man. Like, I just don't know, man. It's just, man, it's gonna be really hard, man. Or man, Austin, it's just gonna, man, you're sitting there in the steam room by yourself, or you're at home watching Netflix, and you're just talking to yourself, and you're like, Austin, like, man, and I just don't think I can do that, man. God, just go to the gym right now. I don't know, your personal dialogue, right? Or is your personal dialogue, I can freaking do it. I can do anything I set my mind to. I can conquer the world. I can achieve my goals and dreams beyond my wildest imagination, no matter what I set my mind to. I can achieve anything and everything that I ever set my mind to, because anything the mind can conceive, that mind can achieve, right? How do you talk to yourself? How do you talk to yourself when no one's watching? How do you talk to yourself when no one's around? What are you saying to yourself at nights, on weekends? What are you saying to yourself when nobody's in the car with you? These are some of the roots that are beneath the tree that will eventually bear the fruit that people see on the outside. And that fruit might be good, and that fruit might be bad, but either way, it all comes from the roots that you've been working on for 6 months, for a year and a half, for 2 years, for 3 years, for 5 years, for 10 years. It's all from the roots that bears the fruits. Does that make sense? That rhymes. That's pretty cool, huh? So the roots bear the fruit, and I want you to get this and grasp this, because if you understand this, I'm telling you, your relationship with money can be amazing. You can achieve asymmetric returns, and you can live a prosperous and abundant life every single time. And it's not complicated. It's very simple. I never said it was easy, but this is extremely simple. And if you wrap your brain around this, you'll go out and you'll just achieve everything beyond your wildest imagination. And that's exactly what I want for you. So understand this. If you're sitting there and you're watching this video and you're like, Austin, Yeah, you know, whatever, dude. Austin, yeah, but you know, your relation, you know, people, yeah, I don't like people with a lot of money. You know, people with a lot of money, they're this, they're that, they're whatever. You know, you're saying stuff like this, right? Money's the root of all evil, and no, Austin, you're wrong. I'm happy at 40 grand a year. Austin, you're wrong. You know, whatever. Well, first of all, if you're happy at 40, you'll be happy at 400. Give the other 360 to charity, okay? You're being selfish if that's what you're saying. Every wealthy person that I personally ever met, minus a couple, and there's always going to be a little bit of both, they give back to charities, right? They change the world, they help people, they do so much more than somebody that doesn't have money, right? It's non-comparable, right? It's like saying, well, I'm going to trade my left arm for my right leg. Like, you can't compare it, right? Does that make sense? So I just want you to understand that if you're that person that's saying, well, Austin, you know, I don't need a lot of money to be happy, man. I don't need a lot of money to be happy. Look, that doesn't even go hand in hand. That doesn't even make sense. Like, then make more money and give back more, you know, and that'll fulfill you more, and you'll live a more abundant life, and ultimately you'll achieve more. Like, it's not comparable, right? Like, those two things don't compare. So if you're watching this and you're saying those things, then you, my friend, have a bad relationship or a negative relationship with money, and I highly urge you to take a step back and understand that what you're saying doesn't even make sense, okay? Money is not any of this. And whoever said it was had a negative relationship with money and didn't ever have any money. And if they never had any money, how would they know what it's like to have money, right? They're just assuming, okay? And you can't assume. You have to know. You know, one of my mentors once told me, he said, Austin, he said, if you want to learn something from anyone in this world, you know, if you want to learn how to play basketball, you should watch Michael Jordan. You know, if you want to learn how to play soccer at the highest level possible, you should watch David Beckham. You know, if you want to learn how to be the best swimmer on the planet, you should watch Michael Phelps, right? You should study Michael Phelps. You should eat like him. You should talk like him. You should walk like him. You should wear everything that he frickin' wears, right? Because that is ultimately what is going to get you to that next level, right? So if you want to make a lot of money, you should be taking advice from people that are making a lot of money. It does not make sense to want to make $500,000 a year, $100,000 a year, $200,000 a year, $300,000 a year, and go take advice from your mom that's making 40 grand a year. Now look, I understand your mom's a great person. I believe that. My mom's a great person. My dad's a great person. I have a lot of people in my life that are great people that don't necessarily make a lot of money. That's irrelevant. Again, those two don't coincide. They don't go together. Don't mix up what I'm trying to say here. My point is, if you want to make a lot of money and your mom makes 40 grand a year, don't take money advice from your mom. Now, you might want to take relationship advice from her or some other sort of advice if she can give that advice, right? If she's in a good relationship, then fine, so be it. But she cannot give you financial advice if she's making 40 grand a year. Your mom is making 40 grand a year, can't teach you how to make 400. Does that make sense? Your girlfriend that's making $15,000 a year, 40 or 50 or $80,000 a year cannot teach you how to make 500. Why are you taking financial advice from them? Why are you listening to them, right? But who can teach you? People that have made a lot of money, okay? People that have made a lot of money can teach you how to make a lot of money, just like those other examples that can teach you how to play sports or do anything else can teach you. If you talk like them, walk like them, study like them, do everything like them, you're going to be just like them. Again, it goes back to the 5 people you hang out with, and I'm telling you right now, you know, if you're taking advice from the wrong person, you're doing it wrong. Right, so what I want you to get from this video is this. I want you to have a good relationship with money, okay? And the only way that you're going to have a good relationship with money is, number one, you start hanging out with positive people. You start hanging out with people that have what you want, okay? People that have what you want, you're going to know very quickly that they have what you want, okay? If you get around these people that have what you want, your relationship with money will increase 100-fold in a very short amount of time, okay? I want you to understand that. If you don't want to make a lot of money, then keep hanging out with these people and keep doing the same thing that you're doing right now. Keep complaining and moaning and whatever, and nothing will ever change. You know, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result. So if you're over here hanging out with these people and you want to be over here and you keep doing the same thing over and over again, I suggest right now you pull out a piece of paper and a pen and you write down some bullet points on this, or rewatch this video, because if you're doing the same thing over and over again expecting a different result, you're technically insane, per the quote, okay? And then ultimately achieve asymmetric returns, right? I want you to achieve asymmetric returns, which will only happen if your relationship with money is good, you have good roots, you take care of yourself, you educate yourself the right way, right? Your personal dialogue is good, so much more, right? You can have more roots, there's more roots than that. Then you're gonna bear good fruit, and when you bear good fruit, you'll go out into the world and you will attract into your life asymmetric returns. You'll make a lot of money. You'll be able to give back. You'll be able to help people. You'll be able to do what I'm doing right now for free. You know, I don't make a ton of money on YouTube, guys. This isn't for the money. I don't do this for the money. I do this to help you because I told myself if I ever achieved any level of success whatsoever that I would give back, that I would change the world to the highest possible degree that I could. And you know, yeah, I'm 22 years old, but I've gone through a lot in my life. And if you know anything about my story, you'll know that. You can go back and check out future past videos that I've done, learn more about my story, or maybe in a future video, you know, I can do a video just on my story, but you'll know that this is stuff that I'm able to teach, right? I've been through this. I've been broke. I've been, you know, decently wealthy for my age, okay? You know, obviously there's levels to the game, and I'm no multi crazy millionaire right now, but I'm telling you right now, I'm on my way, and I'm damn close, okay? So just understand this. You know, my goal is to teach you, to help you, and for you to become, you know, prosperous and have abundance, right? And for you, my hope is that one day you'll be the one in front of the camera, and one day you'll be the one on the whiteboard teaching other people how to become successful just like me. That's my goal for you, and I want nothing less than that, nothing short of that. And I know that if you're watching this, if you made it all the way through this video, congrats. Like, pat yourself on the back, because seriously, you are the top 1% that will ever walk this planet, and you will achieve greatness beyond your wildest imagination. That is a promise if you implement what I'm showing you here right now. So with that being said, guys, I hope you enjoyed this style video. This is in my new office. We did a whiteboard training, and you know, I think this is really, really good, right? I think this is the #1 thing. This is the #1 reason people get divorced over money. People are sick over money. People have cancer because of money, because they're stressed out all the time. You think this doesn't freaking include everything, your DNA, right? This does. And if you think differently, you're literally insane, right? So understand that this goes to all aspects of life. You know, the goal that I have for you is to be able to write a check and solve a problem, right? To be able to cut a check and solve a problem. Yes or yes, do you agree? I do. So with that being said, guys, you know, money can do a lot of great things for you. And you know what? If you're a good person without money, you'll be a good person with money. And if you're a bad person without money and you come into a lot of money, #1, one of two things is going to happen. You'll either be a bad person with the money because you're a bad person before you have the money, or you'll just lose it all, like I showed you on the thermometer illustration anyways, and it won't even matter. So with that being said, guys, I really do hope that you enjoyed this video and you enjoyed this style video. Drop in the comments below, please, please, please. If you did, let me know what your thoughts are. Let me know future video ideas. Really, I would love to build a community, and that's exactly what I'm doing, is building a community of millennials, a community of entrepreneurs, a community of people that want to better themselves every single day and to go out into the world and change the world for the better. And I'm going to do that, and I won't stop for nothing. So with that, guys, I hope you enjoyed. Subscribe if you're not already subscribed. Smash the notification bell if you have not already, and I will look forward to seeing you guys in the next video.